Good evening from South Metro Sportsplex, and welcome again to high school hockey. It is the second round of the third annual Post-Ohio District Tournament. My name is Kent Jacobs. We appreciate you joining us on both the South Metro Sports channel and also the Beavercreek Varsity Hockey channel. The Beavercreek Beavers come in as the top-ranked team in this tournament, but their record so far, no wins, no losses, and 2 ties. Meanwhile, the Kent Cyclones are 1-1 on the tournament, and so that's how they stand. Benny Duford, the netminder for Beavercreek. Puck is dropped, and we are underway. It's an all-important game, really, for both teams if they have designs on trying to make it to the final game tomorrow. The Beavercreek Beavers in their white sweaters with the black trunks, orange trim, and the Kent Cyclones in their navy uniforms with the red and white trim. Carson Cox of Beavercreek trying to flip it ahead, but the Cyclones steal it away. Racing after it is Kyle Paulette of Kent. Wraps it around. Braden Cox of Beavercreek is checked into the boards as he tried to play the puck, and the Beavers get it out of the zone. Played by Kent's Trevor Cooper. Long shot from center, steered aside by Duford. Carson Cox moves it for Joey Donahue. Pass to center for Bordas is intercepted. Clones come back. Drop pass by Morrill is picked off by Bordas of Beavercreek. He's unable to clear. Now Paulette, a shot, and it's off a body in front. And Donahue clears for Beavercreek to Bordas. Bordas pulls the trigger on the save. We'll have to find out at the second period who the goalkeeper is for Kent. Once he's at this end, and you see his number. We're 2 minutes into the game. Here's a chance for the Clones, but it's broken up and cleared. Thomas Bush, leading scorer for Beavercreek, number 4, across center. Thomas Bush trying to stick handle in front, and he's poke-checked away before he could pull the trigger. There's a long shot that's saved by Duford, a dangerous bouncing puck on a high shot. Riley Hansen trying to work to center ice. Riley Hansen lost the handle. Now centers as he gets it back, but it's off a stick to the corner. 3 minutes into the game, no score. Jack Morrill of Kent leaves it for back come the Clones. Puck off a stick, loose, stolen in front, and the save by Duford as Kyle Paulette stole the puck right in front, and Duford and Jack Morrill of Kent exchange pleasantries. Nice save by Duford as he had to be quick with that blocker pad. Now back is Kira Ellenberger. She shoots it to the left wing boards. There's a shot by Beavercreek's Alex Elsner, and he makes, and the stop was made. Soft delay. Kent zone is cleared away by the Clones, but the length of the ice and icing is whistled with just over 11 minutes left in the first period.
So this is the other
The goalie parents are in the media.
Yeah, that's
for good reason.
It's your turn now.
Yeah.
From the face-off, Cyclones trying to come back. Webb falls down. That opens up a lane. There's a centering pass, save, rebound. Nice kick save or skate save was made by Benny Duford. Nice chance as Ethan Webb accidentally tripped and hit the ice. Now there's a shot. Webb trying to block that one. He pins one of the Clone players into the boards. Now Riley Hansen for Beavercreek. Up to Thomas Bush on the right wing. Bush trying to carry in front. Shot, and it's off the goalpost. Beavers trying to get a shot away again. Thomas Bush, who scored up around 50 goals this season for Beavercreek. Shot it wide. Back come the Clones. Nice play by Ethan Webb.
I'm the president of the association.
Take the puck away. He's checked by Paulette. Kyle Paulette. There's a centering pass and a shot just wide from Jack Morrill of Kent. Now another shot, and looking for a tip in front was Big Bailey Ryan, but the shot was too high. He couldn't get a stick on it. No score. 9:20 left in the opening period. Now Morrill fakes a shot, centers, taken behind the net by Paulette. His centering pass, and Ryan a blast one-timer that's off the base of the net. Thomas Bush tried to move it ahead, but it's taken away, dumped behind the net. Jack Morrill centers. There's Ryan trying to get a stick on it. He's checked. Back comes Alex Elsner of Beavercreek to Bush. Bush's shot is wide. Puck comes back to center. Clones will dump it in. It's off a stick right on net. And Duford plays it and leaves it for Carson Cox of Beavercreek. For Joey Donahue, rink wide to Borders. Borders has it poke checked away. Team captain of Beavercreek, senior Braden Cox, up for brother Carson Cox. Off his stick. Clones center the puck. It's broken up by Carson Cox. Pass intercepted. It's Joey Donahue of Beavercreek. He slides it in the Cyclone zone. Just under 8 minutes to go. First period, no score. Carson Cox. He's bumped by Morrill. Puck comes back down beyond the goal line for icing. The Bush and Lehman and Riley Hansen. We've seen J.J. Lehman get progressively some more playing time as a freshman, as well as Michaela Smith. She was on the ice earlier. She's gotten some more ice time as the season is coming in its final stages. Now Lehman for Bush along the boards, has it taken away. Back come the Clones. Pass for Ryan. Shot just past the goalpost. Now Bush for Beavercreek. Pass intercepted by the Clones' Johnny Murphy. Murphy to Bailey Ryan. Ryan has it stripped away. Now bouncing puck, Ryan gets it back, shoots, stick save by Duford, and that flips up over the glass for a face-off. 6:59 left in the period. For the Beavers, it remains Bush and Hansen and Lehman up front with Webb and Braden Cox on defense. From the draw, there's a shot by Safara of Kent, and Duford keeps that out. Safara scored twice earlier this afternoon. There's Riley Hansen a shot and the save. Again, I'll have to confirm the goaltender for Kent when they come at this end of the rink. It's either Cooper Lappy or Blake Sherman. Sherman played earlier in their win. There's a shot and another goal post. Second goal post of the first period by Beavercreek. 6.5 to play in the period. Braden Cox, a shot from the center point that's intercepted and cleared away by the Kent Cyclones. Cox gets it back. Cox being shadowed by Zenko. And if Zenko wants a penalty, he's going to get it. Ethan Webb ran into Kent's Jake Zenko as Zenko was trying to pursue Cox. And that is interference minor on Webb, and that'll be a power play for the Kent Cyclones. You're not permitted to check a player that does not have the puck. And that's interference. There's a shot blocked. Braden Cox fans on the clearing shot. Bush has it, and Bush is able to sweep it down the ice. And that's left by the netminder. Back come the Cyclones. Morrill, pass for Murphy. Right wing pass intercepted by Donahue. He's able to move it to center. Murphy for the Clones, able to flip it back in for Ryan. Ryan passed it, but it's intercepted by Braden Cox, and he'll just wind up and whip it down the ice. And what do we have here? The Beavers are permitted to ice the puck, and I think the official may have forgotten that the Beavers were penalty killing. So face-off will be at center ice. That's just a little brain flatulation. Is that what we would say later? On behalf of the official. There's a shot that's didn't get much wood on it, steered aside by Duford. And now missing the pass was Alan Dahl. I think he took his eye off it. Now it's stolen by Riley Hansen of Beavercreek. Hansen will circle back to kill time. Pass on the other side to Bush. Bush's shot is high and wide. 27 seconds left in the Kent power play. Thomas Bush for Beavercreek, trying to work past the Clones' Safara. Now Elsner killing time with the puck, and he'll flip it up off the glass. There's 5 seconds left in the Cyclone power play. They've had a couple of shots on this man advantage, but nothing serious. There's a check by Carson Cox, penalty killed off. Puck loose in front, Morrill trying to steal it right in front of the net, but the Beavers are able to clear it back to the line. Carson Cox for the Beavers, able to pick up the loose puck. Moves it to Donahue. He shoots to the Cyclone line. It's volleyed back to the opposite wing boards. Now Cox will dump it in. Down to 3.5 minutes to play in what has been a scoreless first period. Back for the Beavers, Braden Cox. Over for Carson Cox. It's off his stick. Fighting for it was Durbin of PHA, or Kent rather. Now back is Joe Bordas. He's able to steal the puck. Centering pass, but it's a little bit behind his teammate. And the Cyclones come back. Trying to carry right in front and shooting it right through the goal crease was Johnny Murphy. Morrill holds in for the Clones. Morrill shot wide as he was being fronted by Carson Cox. Durbin trying to move it in front, but that's covered by Duford. Face off right wing circle of the Beavercreek zone. Riley Hinson will do battle with Jake Zenko. From the draw, shot! Duford will spear that one, head high. Again, Hinson and Zenko. And not Zemko, he is tossed out of the circle as he protests that decision. Thomas Bush picks up the puck for Beavercreek. Back he comes. He's got Hanson cutting in front. And that tip is wide. Here's Braden Cox, a shot right point, blocked in front. Webb a shot, and it's right on, and they save by, I believe, Wheeler. Or Sherman, I beg your pardon, Sherman for the Clones. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left in the period. From the face-off, Bush is shot. And that deflects wide. Riley Hinson for Bush behind the net. Bush drops it back. It's off a stick. Back to the left point, Webb, another shot, and that's wide. Penalty killed off. Another goal post. Third one of the period by the Beavers. Now racing back is Morrill in front. He scores! Jack Morrill with a great individual effort to beat the Beavers defense down the ice. And he's able to stuff the puck in. That gives the Cyclones a 1-0 lead. Minute 25 left in the period. Centering pass again, puck loose in front. And out of the scrum, Bordas couldn't carry it out. It's centered again, deflected by Braden Cox. Now for Donahue. He's poke checked. Another dangerous chance for the Clones. 1 minute left in the period. Centering pass, actually a shot that's high and wide. Now Morrill in the corner, fighting with Cox. Puck centered. Zenko lost the puck between his skates. Ryan drops it back for Zemko, who centers. Porter a tip that's wide. Porter again a shot. Pad save, Duford. Half a minute left in the period. Alex Elsner up ahead for Donahue. The pass off his stick. Zenko dumped it in, and they make a change. Zenko dumped it in his own zone. Now back, the pass for Ryan goes past him and down the ice for icing. There's 7 seconds left in the first period. And the Beavers coming into this game 55th ranked in the state. The Kent Cyclones 72nd. Beavercreek, the highest ranked team in this tournament. There's a shot by Bush and a glove save by Sherman. 5 seconds left in the frame. Hanson takes the face-off for Beavercreek. From the draw, Clones are able to clear, and that's going to be icing. And they're not going to bother with what would have been a face-off at the other end with just a fraction of a second left, so the refs let that go. And so no icing. The period comes to a close. So the Beavercreek Beavers hit 3 goalposts in the first period, but trail 1-0. As Big Jack Morrill of the Cyclones was able to stuff a puck in as he hustled to beat a couple of Beavers to the puck and was able to stuff the puck in to give the Clones a 1-0 lead after 1 period. So they will resurface the ice after this first period. So stay with us.
Well, that would tie the game. So if we tied the game, we got 2.5. Tie. Tied, we have to alter win.
I want to thank you for joining us on both the South Metro Sports YouTube channel and the Beavercreek Varsity Hockey channel for what's been a very exciting first period between the Kent Cyclones and the Beavercreek Battling Beavers, with the Cyclones up 1-0. And again, the Beavercreek Beavers hitting 3 goalposts in that first period. But Blake Sherman able to keep the puck out. Jeff Duford playing very well also for the Beavers. Just one blemish on that record, and that's Jack Morrill hustling down the ice to stuff a puck in right point blank on the Beaver net. Jeff, do we have any point updates? Jeff, do we have any point updates as far as standings? Anybody have it calculated?
The championship game is going to be against the Prowlers and Lake, with Lake being the top seed.
Oh, so even after that?
That's done. They're going to play tomorrow.
So even after that
Even
last game?
No matter what happens, this game or the next game.
So it'll be PHA against Lake for the championship
Lake
tomorrow.
Is the top seed.
Huh?
And Lake is the top seed.
And Lake is the top seed?
Yep. So, and then the results of this and the next game will determine the third and fourth.
Okay. So the most important seedings have already been decided after that last game played between Lake High School and the
Had 10.5 points, and the Prowlers had 10.
Oh.
And there's the points that they earned per game, if you want to look at
okay. As Lake High School has 10.5 points and the PHA Prowlers have 10. And so thanks guy. So the Beavers, they played to 2 ties, and that's what's kept them from what they were aspiring to do, which was try to win this tournament. The Kent Cyclones, though it's been night and day, they were shut out by Lake 6-0, but then they turned right around today and defeat the Worthington Kilbourne Wolves 3-1. And so Kent is in a position to try to at least finish in the middle of the pack, but the championship game is set already for tomorrow. The Lake Flyers in a rematch with the PHA Prowlers, as those two teams just played immediately before this one. With PHA winning at 2-1, and Lake not getting on the board until very late in the game, just around midway point or so through the third period. So that game tomorrow should really be a good one as a rematch between PHA and the Lake Flyers will be the top seeded team tomorrow, as they have a half a point more than PHA. So the teams will be teeing things up again tomorrow, beginning at 12:30. It'll be 5 versus 6, and then at 2 o'clock it'll be 3 versus 4, and then at approximately 3:45 Lake against PHA for the tournament championship. I'll tell you right now, I don't have the point totals for all the teams at this point. I tell you, we might have a season-ending matchup with Beavercreek playing their arch rival Alder Knights possibly tomorrow in either the consolation game or the fourth place game. So that would be a treat for the fans of both teams, as the Alder Beavercreek contests are always rousing affairs, as those are the two main rivals for each team, with both of their homes being at Kettering Rec Center in Kettering, and with the Centerville program currently not active, that pretty much leaves the Knights and the Beavers as far as the both closest proximity and also evenly matched teams. So that would be a fun game if that happens tomorrow. for those fans of those teams. Meanwhile, the Kent Cyclones, who after last night's 6-0 shutout loss to Lake, looked like they were in dire straits in this tournament, but they turn around and win over Kilbourne 3-1 earlier today, and now have a 1-0 lead over the top-ranked team in the state rankings coming into this tournament. The top-ranked team in the state rankings as far as all the teams in this tournament. Creek ranked 55th, and the Cyclones 72nd. But the Clones lead at 1-0. Again, the Beavers hit 3 goalposts in that first period. So they're sharpshooters, Thomas Bush and Riley Hansen. They'll try to jumpstart the Beaver offense. The 1 goal in this game was scored by Jack Morrill. Morrill spelled M-O-R-R-I-L-L. So I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. I guess it could be Morrill, but I was thinking Morrill. And Jack's goal, the only one in the game so far. The Zamboni operator has finished his work, laying down a new ice surface. The Kent Cyclones are back on the ice. And the officials are resetting the nets. Now here come the Beavercreek Beavers of Coach Greg Gutterman. Coach Gutterman, he was spearheaded the creation of this tournament to give some of the teams in the bottom half of the state rankings a chance to have a positive experience at the end of the season, a chance to win a postseason tournament. Of course, Beavercreek themselves won their league tournament, the Swashel, or the Southwest Ohio High School Hockey League. They were both regular season and tournament champions of their league. They lost an overtime game, Beavercreek did, to the Olentangy Braves last weekend in the first round of the state tournament. So here they are, and trying to win this pod tournament, but they will be unable to, as since the Beavers have only tied their first 2 games, the PHA Prowlers and the Lake Flyers have already written their tickets or punched their tickets to a championship game tomorrow. From the face-off, Porter was checked into the boards. Again, the Beavercreek Beavers in their white sweaters, black trunks. Clones of Kent, and they're all Navy uniforms. And it is Blake Sherman who is in net. We're going to confirm that. That was my guess, and he is in goal for Kent at this end. Benny Duford the other way for the Beavers. Centering pass for Bush. It's off a stick, and Lehman shoots it wide. Thomas Bush for Beavercreek. Circles around. He's got Hansen in front. Bush's wrist shot is wide. Another shot. Sherman the save, and the net comes loose. And the face-off will be in the left wing circle of the Cyclone zone as the Beavercreek Battling Beavers look to put some pressure on the Kent net as they try to get their offense going. Shots in the first period. Beavercreek out shooting or rather Kent out shooting Beavercreek 8-7. From the face-off, puck came perilously loose right in front of the Kent goal. But now the Clones' Alan Dahl will shoot to center for Morrill. Jack Morrill tried to carry in. It's Ryan a shot, save Duford. Now it's center ice for the Cyclones. Logan Amore dumps it in. Morrill after it for Cyclones. Morrill fighting for it with several other players. Morrill comes away with it, trying to get a shot. It's tipped wide of the net. 2 minutes into this second period. And the puck carries down the ice for icing. And Kent Cyclones leading it 1-0. From the face-off, deep in the Beaver zone, puck flips up over onto the Cyclone bench, and we'll have another face-off. Zenko wins the face-off for Kent. Puck wrapped around behind the cage. Thomas Bush unable to hold it in. Puck comes down the ice. Trying to get a shot away was Murphy, and he's tied up by Riley Hansen, and those two wrestle around. Now Murphy starts out. Patrick Murphy over the Beavercreek line. Murphy trying to cut it in front, and they score! Patrick Murphy carried in. He swooped in from the right wing. Let's see if he got the goal or if there was a tip. And that is... yes, Patrick Murphy. Patrick Murphy was one of the star players in Kent's win earlier this morning. He was all over the ice. He made some couple of really big defensive plays earlier in Kent's win this morning over Kilbourne. He scored a goal and also played. There's a tip wide. Donahue centers a one-time opportunity for Bordas, but he didn't get good wood on it. Now Cooper for Kent. Pass at center, it's through the skates of Ryan down the ice. No icing as Braden Cox will play it for the Beavers. His pass intercepted by Murphy. He dumps to the line, but offside. So Kent leading now 2-0. Kent's 3-1 win over Kilbourne earlier. They got a goal in each period. Safara had 2, and Murphy had the other goal. Beavercreek played earlier to a 3-3 or a 2-2 tie. They played to a 3-3 tie yesterday. There's a Beaver player tripped up. He's right back on his feet as the puck flips over the glass. And we've got a trip as Hansen went down, so it's going to be a penalty on the Cyclones. I think Paulette was the one that went off. Kyle Paulette, if I read the number correctly. So here's a chance for the Beavercreek offense to assert themselves and get on the board. They trail it 2-0. From the draw, Carson Cox. I know Paulette is on the ice, so he did not commit the penalty. Now here's a shot by Bush that's off a defender to the corner. Hansen to Carson Cox. Bush back for Carson Cox. It's off a skate. He chases it down. He's shadowed by Paulette. Now here's Braden Cox's shot off a body in front. Puck stolen back by Donahue. Pass for Bush, but it was awkward between his skates. He's unable to hold it in. 1:10 left in the Beaver power play. Here comes Bush, working in the slot. Shot! Off the side of the net. Now Donahue. Left wing. Trying to chip it back, and it's intercepted by Morrill. Bush holds it in. Bush. Shot, save, and rebound is blocked by a sliding Kyle Paulette. He's unable to clear it. And now, though, Jack Morrill is able to clear it for Kent. Half a minute left in the Beaver power play. They put some pressure on the Cyclone net in this power play chance. Here's Riley Hansen cutting in, centering for Elsner, just ahead of him. Couldn't get a stick on it. That would have been a goal if Elsner would have been able to reach that with his stick. Now a centering pass. In front, swept wide by Alex Elsner. Now Zemko will lift it up high and flip it down the ice to prevent any Beavers from holding it in, and that will kill off the penalty. And the penalty I see now was on Logan Amori. So Amori is back on the ice after the penalty. Under 9 minutes to play, second period. Kent leading 2-0, but here comes Bush. Bush centers in front. It's picked off by Murphy. And like I said, back in that earlier game, now it's Murphy, and it looks like Elsner collide and both go down. There's a shot that's swept wide, backhander wide of the Beaver net. I mentioned Murphy earlier with some big defensive plays in their win over Kilbourne, and he made one here at the other end here a moment ago. Now here come the Beavers. Here's Hansen, a shot that's high and wide as he rifles one off the corner boards, and a whistle with some players haggling around, and we've got, what do we have, a slash? What did he call? I didn't see the signal. An elbow. Okay, so an elbowing minor on Jack Morrill of Kent. So the Beavercreek Beavers get a reprieve. They were shut out in their power play a few minutes ago, and now they have another chance. Cooper bangs it off the boards, but Paulette unable to clear it. Shot by Braden Cox just wide. Now Carson Cox in the corner to Bordas. Back for Cox to Bush. Bush trying to work in front. Screen shot, he scores! Thomas Bush, a rifle shot from left wing. It's Thomas Bush. And he's got 50 goals this season. He is the sniper of the Beaver club, and he's only a junior. Thomas will be back next year. So a big power play goal for Beavercreek. Cut the Kent lead to 2-1. Now there's a shot the other way by the Clones. Carson Porter and Dufour to save. So Bush from Braden Cox and Joe Bordas were the 2 assists. And the power play goal for Creek gets them back in the game. Now there's an icing against the Beavers. And with 7:22 left, just past the midway mark of this game. Take a face-off back in the Creek zone. Again, Beavercreek hitting 3 goalposts with shots in that first period. A lot of bad luck, but they're able to cash in on their second power play opportunity of the second period. Here's big Alan Dahl of the Kent Cyclones. Puck dumped in. Webb will move it behind his own net. Puck taken away by Morrill. Morrill back to Dahl, and his return pass is off of a stick and up onto the Cyclone bench. 6:53 to play, second period. Lehman, Hansen, and who else up front for Beavercreek? I can't make out who's one of the other players hidden. From the face-off in the Creek zone, Braden Cox slid across to try to break up a potential centering pass, so the Clone player holds off on it. Now there's a shot right on, and a stick saved by Benny Duford, and he will hold on to the rebound. Fresh legs on for the Clones. And it'll be Zenko taking the face-off against, I think, Hansen down there. Puck dumped into the corner. Here's Murphy, a shot from the right point that's blocked. Puck ricochets back to Ellenberger, and she'll dump it in behind the Creek net. Back come the battling Beavers. Here comes Hansen, and he kicked it in front. It's a save by Sherman. Pass to Safara. Safara drops it off, gets it back as the pass was off a stick of one of the Beaver players. Kent 2, Beavercreek 1. Beavercreek in the white sweaters, and the Clones in their visiting Navy uniforms. There's Hansen being tripped up, and it looks like will it be Murphy that heads off on a trip. And let's see if it's Patrick Murphy. Yeah, he's having a word with the official. So Patrick Murphy, tripping minor, and this gives the Beavers an opportunity to try to tie the game. They're 1 out of 2 on the power play this period. They trail it 2-1. Kyle Paulette will face off with Riley Hansen of Beavercreek. Thomas Bush. Left point, Braden Cox. Centers for Carson Cox. It's off his stick. Riley Hansen. Back for Bush. Top of the slot. Now back for Hansen's shot. Sherman the save. And Blake will hold on to the rebound, preventing a potential rebound chance for the Beavers. 1:38 left in the power play chance. 5:07 in the second period. Jake Zenko face off with Hansen. Alan Dahl of Kent moves it up ahead for Safara, but he's checked. Beavers start back on a one-man advantage. Trying to move it in. Bush trying to get a backhander and just Puck rolled off his stick. Now a centering pass broken up by Dahl. Nice play as the Beavers had a player positioned for that centering pass for a one-time shot, but big Alan Dahl, he's a big body down there in front, was able to break that pass up and clear it. Beavers another rush. Carson Cox drop pass to Donahue. It's off his stick and Zenko clears it. 4:15 to play in the period. 45 seconds remains in the Beaver power play. Pass off the stick of defender Jack Morrill and up over the glass for a face-off. Kyle Paulette of Kent against Hanson. Hanson wins the face-off for Beavercreek. They still have a power play chance. They lose control of the puck and it's cleared. There's 25 seconds left in the power play. There's a big check by the Clones. That frees up the puck for a clearing shot by Cooper. Now back the other way, a shot short-handed by the Clones. They've killed off a penalty. Beavers 1 out of 3 on the power play in this period. Didn't really get much going in that power play chance. Now puck is iced by the Clones. Kent Cyclones leading it 2-1 over the Beavercreek Beavers. On the face-off, Safara trying to carry in. He has it stripped away. Porter dumped it behind the Beaver net, now into the corner. 3 minutes remain in the second period. Loose puck, Alex Elsner, Beavercreek. Ridden into the corner boards by Patrick Murphy. Murphy tied up. Here's a loose puck, and we have a penalty. And as Murphy was taken down to the ice, it looks like we'll have a penalty on the Beavers' Alex Elsner as he hooked Mr. Murphy, dragged him down to the ice. So a power play chance for the Kent Cyclones. Face off back in the Beaver zone. And a big one because the Beavers do not want to surrender a goal and fall back down by 2 right near the end of this second period. Murphy trying to flip it in front. Paulette spins, shoots wide. May have been deflected off a skate in front. Now Murphy at the right point. Murphy checked. Puck tipped away. Back come the Beavers. Here's Thomas Bush. Right away in front. Bush. Oh, he lost the puck. Oh, my goodness gracious. And here is Morrill. Thomas is going to have that. He's going to have bad dreams tonight on that.
We're all going to have
That net must have looked like it was about 20 feet wide and 10 feet high as he had that shot all alone right in front, but puck slid off his stick. Minute 20 left in the Cyclone power play. Young Alex Elsner in the box for hooking. Beavers steal it again. Here's Hanson. Hanson trying to work over for Donahue, but it's deflected. And now Dahl of the Cyclones. Over for Amore. He'll dump it in. Holy cats almighty. Thomas Bush had that tying goal, but sometimes that happens. Maybe a little bit of taking his eye off the puck as he crossed over to his forehand. Half a minute left in the Cyclone power play. Another stolen puck by the Beavers. Hansen a drive, and it's wide. Boy, the Cyclones have not kept very good control of the puck on this power play. Now Riley Hansen trying to flip it up high, trying to stuff it, and oh my goodness, there's Sherman to cover a loose puck sitting right at the side of his net. Riley Hansen trying to flip it in high from the side of the net. Now just 5 seconds left in the Cyclone power play and only 47 seconds left in the period. Now here's Ryan. Winning the face-off for the Cyclones. Alex Elsner back on the ice, the penalized player for Beavercreek. Half a minute left in the period. Morrill wrestling around with Cox in front, and as the puck comes in on DeFord, and he'll capture it. Joey Donahue waves Thomas Bush off the ice. Substitutes for him in the last moments of the period. Shot back down into the Cyclone end of the rink. Murphy, shadowed by Elsner. He passes by Elsner. Shot to center. Return pass is deflected back. Morrill and Elsner fight for it. Elsner wrestling the puck away as the buzzer sounds the end of period number 2. Well, this period ends in a 1-1 tie, so each team gets half a point. Thomas Bush, a power play goal for the Beavers. Patrick Murphy for Kent. Of course, the Cyclones' goal in the first period gives them an overall 2-1 lead for the game. We'll get shots on goal. I think should heavily favor the Beavercreek Beavers in the second period. At least that's what it feels like. Felt like the Beavers really put a lot of pressure on the net. Blake Sherman, who has played very well in this tournament, keeping the puck out. Ben DuFord at the other end playing very well also. And the Cyclones coached by Rob Durman, the Beavers by Greg Gutterman. And in this period, Creek had 9 shots and the Clones had 8. It just felt like the Beavers had more shots than that. I don't know, probably a lot of them wide and high, but they put a lot of pressure, I felt, on the Cyclone net in that second period. Overall, very good period for the Beavers. Again, they really asserted themselves on offense after a very quiet first period. Bush's shot, pad save by Sherman. Bush dropping it back to the point. Carson Cox's shot is off a body in front. Morrill for Kent, trying to move it ahead. Back he comes. That's actually Porter. Porter trying to move in front. He's stick checked by Braden Cox as he lifts Cooper's stick up. Now Thomas Bush is shot the other way. It's wide of the left goalpost. Another shot in front, and they score! And the Beavers tie the game. Bush took a shot, it was wide, it ricocheted back in front. And for Beavercreek, J.J. Lehman, a freshman. We just mentioned earlier that he's been seeing a lot more ice time during the latter stages of the season. Say Bush's shot was ricocheted off the end boards, and Lehman tips it back in as it came in front. Now the Beavers caused a brand new game with it's now 2-2. Just over a minute into this third period. And if the game ends in a tie, there will not be any overtime, as they'll just take the point totals from the individual periods and then and the game result and shut it down. Ethan Webb trying to clear, held in by the Clones. There's a shot, pads a rebound, they score! Patrick Murphy. As we mentioned earlier, how much Patrick Murphy is meant to the Clones, both on offense and defense in this tournament. Shot and Duford the save, and Murphy was all alone, unimpeded on Benny's glove side, but that side of the net was wide open, and Murphy didn't miss. He stuffs it in, and right away the Clones make a goal to take the lead, and at the other end a shot that Sherman makes the stop on. So it's up and down. It was Patrick Murphy and assisted by Kyle Paulette. So as soon as the Beavers tie it, the Clones are able to create a rebound, and Murphy was right there to stuff in the rebound. There was a stoppage of play. I think something wrong with the ice surface along the boards right at the Kent blue line. Let's see if they're going to bring some equipment out to patch something up. So there's going to be some, I'm going to call it groundskeeping, ice keeping, as one of the officials is digging at what must be some chipped up ice. Jeff, what happens down there to the ice?
I don't know if it's soft on there or there's a dip, but he's shaving the ice to fill in a dip probably, and then he puts water on it, and then it'll freeze.
So maybe a depression in that ice surface right along the boards, and
Player gets a skate caught in there, they can break their ankle.
okay. So any imperfection in the ice surface can be a hazard for the skaters, can cause them to trip, and a depression in the ice surface there can cause injury. So the official trying to smooth that surface out, he poured some water on there to create some more ice. appreciate you joining us here at South Metro Sportsplex in Centerville on both the South Metro Sports YouTube channel and the Beavercreek Varsity Hockey channel for round 2 of the Post-Ohio Districts Tournament. As they continue to repair the ice surface, gives us a chance to run down the scoring. First period, it was Jack Morrill of Kent, and the Clones led it 1-0 after 1. In the second period, Thomas Bush, a power play goal, tied it. Then Patrick Murphy untied it with a goal. Third period, J.J. Lehman ties it. Patrick Murphy again decides to untie it for the second time as he scored once again to give the Kent Cyclones a 3-2 lead with still a long way to go, 13 and a half minutes.
But it was okay. That happened to me too.
As we now look as the rink staff able to repair the ice surface there right along the dasher boards at the Kent blue line. And now we will return to action. Riley Hansen takes the face-off for the Beavers. Clones carry it back, though. There's a trip up and down goes Porter of Kent, but it's coincidental, no penalties. Clones controlling the Beaver zone, centering pass for Zenko, and it's a little behind him as he was right parked in front of the Beavercreek crease. Now as the Beavers come back, the play is whistled down for offside. Riley Hansen makes the draw for the Beavers, but the Clones take it and shoot, but it's knocked down and held in by Bush. Bush then is tied up, and we've got a whistle, and what do we have here? Is it a penalty on the Cyclones? I think it is. Kyle Paulette for interference as he held, or actually body checked Thomas Bush after he had lost the puck, so it looks like, now is it Morrill or Paulette? I can't tell. I think it was Paulette. 13. Okay, so a hold. So actually, neither one of those guys. No, it was Paulette. I believe was the penalized player. So a big chance for the Beavers to try to tie the game again. There's a shot, and it deflects wide. Bush for the Beavers, shoveling ahead to Donahue, behind the net, Hansen, Riley, Hansen in the corner. Hansen trying to flip it in front. It's off a stick and off the Canadian flag above the netting. Let's see where they take the face off. They'll hold it in the Kent zone. A minute 22 left in the Beavercreek power play. Thomas Bush from the draw. Wrist shot. And Sherman the stop. .12:09 left in the game, a minute 16 left in the Beavercreek power play. Bush from the face-off, another wrist shot, and that's blocked back to center ice. Bush to team captain Braden Cox. At center for Hansen. It's off his stick, picked up by Carson Cox. Carson moves in, shoots, and Sherman the save. Beavers putting pressure on this Kent net. Both teams want to try to play for third place in the tournament yesterday, or tomorrow rather, as the Clones come back. Trying to weave through the defense. Nice play by Thomas Bush to disrupt the Clone player. That was Carson Porter. I'm back, Alex Elsner into the corner. They still have a half a minute of power play. Do the Beavercreek Beavers. And however, the Clones chop it down the ice off the boards on goal, played by Duford. He'll leave it for Braden Cox. Zenko holds his hands like, what are you going to do? Now Cox moves it ahead for Hansen. Riley Hansen trying to move it in front, and it's poke checked away and cleared. And that'll kill off the Beavercreek power play. Now here's Bush, a shot, pad save, Sherman. And we'll have a face-off. 10 minutes, 44 seconds left in the game. Elsner takes the draw for Beavercreek. Bordis, a shot blocked in front. Alex Elsner lost it. Now here come the Clones. Shot, pad save, Duford, and he'll cover the puck with the menacing Patrick Murphy. Trying to cut right up the slot, and he was looking for that rebound, but Benny is able to hold it. Elsner against Paulette. There's a shot at save, and rebound came loose, but Duford stops it. Elsner against Paulette once again. Paulette wins the face-off. Flips over for Ryan, centering pass for Morrill, drops it off in front, and a tip is wide by Kyle Paulette. Now one-time blast, and they score! And the Clones take a 4-2 lead. Is that Kyle Paulette with a tip from the one-time blast from the right point from the face-off, and it's now a 4-2 Cyclone lead. .10:05 to go. Beavers need to get back on the board. Now as Riley Hansen is knocked to the ice, it looks like there's going to be an elbowing minor. So actually that goal was scored by Murphy. So Murphy, the one-time shot, it looked like Paulette was being congratulated first, but it actually turns out to be Murphy, and that's a hat trick for Patrick Murphy. Elbowing minor on the Cyclones, and the Beavers have a chance to cut the lead again. Shot, save, rebound, they score! And right away, the Beavers cut the lead to 1. Cyclones now ahead 4-3 as a shot banged off the pad of Sherman, and Riley Henson for Beavercreek stuffs in a rebound. Big play for the Beavers. Now 2 out of 5, I think, unofficially on the power play. Hanson again, a shot gloved. So Riley Hanson from Braden Cox and Thomas Bush. With 9:37 left in the game, we have got ourselves a barn burner. Riley Hanson takes the face off. He's pushed down to the ice from the draw. There's a shot. Sherman the save. Michaela Smith was right in front. She was looking for a rebound. She scored her first goal a couple of weeks ago. 9:33 left. Beavers need to ring the bell again. Bush shot wide. Bush looking again, trying to get the puck in front. He chases it down in the corner. Thomas Bush being checked. Clones trying to carry it out. It's shot out by big Bailey Ryan. Puck shot over to the left wing boards. Carson Cox will dump in. Under 9 minutes left. Michaela Smith in the corner. Lost it. It's chucked back into the right wing corner of the Cyclone zone. A great game we've had between these two teams. There's a centering pass again. Sliding across was Sherman, and he's able to cover. Nice chance for the Beavers to try to tie the game, but Blake Sherman decided not to let that happen. Clock stopped, 8:25 to play. Whistle. We have a timeout? I believe we do. So a timeout. I didn't see an indication of who called the timeout. But regardless, both teams will huddle up. The Beavers with Coach Greg Gutterman and his staff, Coach Brad Lloyd, Cam Quick, and Kent Cyclones, coached by Rob Durbin. There was a penalty on the play, apparently on Kent. So another power play chance for the Beavers, and that could be the timeout could have been by Beavercreek to try to map out some strategy on this power play opportunity. Okay, so yeah, the Cyclones called timeout. But a penalty on Kent gives the Beavers another power play chance. They just scored on a power play Riley Hansen. Thomas Bush also has a power play goal tonight. Carson Cox back for Bush. Shot. Blocked in front. Back come the Cyclones. Braden Cox back along with Carson Cox for Beavercreek. Trying to disrupt Jack Morrill. Carson Cox fakes out Morrill. Now moves toward left wing. He shovels it to center ice. Over the line. Bush to Hansen. Bush poke checked away. Back comes Paulette. He's unable to get a shot away, so he just circles back and drops the puck off. Now the puck's stolen by Morrill. Shot, pad, save. And the rebound is picked up by Hansen. In fact, that was not Morrill, that was Safara. Now there's a short-handed shot, and they score! Patrick Murphy, his 4th goal of the game. It pings in off the inside of the crossbar. Holy cats. What a goal by Murphy, short-handed. Wow. What a shot. And Benny Duford can't believe it. That shot was high. He reached for it, and now Benny's going to head to the bench in favor of Ian Champagne. That's just a tough shot. It was high. Benny reached for it. I think it was going to be high. I felt like it was going to be high, but it just pings in right, hits off the inside of the crossbar. So Patrick Murphy has been a one-man demolition crew for the Kent Cyclones. He's scored 4 of their 5 goals tonight. This one's short-handed. Beavers trying to cut it to one again. Puck loose. Sherman will scramble out of the crease to cover it with Joey Donahue right there. Had an exciting game. The Beavers still on a power play for 41 seconds. They need to put it in to cut it back to 1. And it's down to 7:07 to play. From the face-off, puck centered but intercepted by the Cyclones, and they'll clear it. Back for the Beavers. Carson Cox pass up ahead between Hansen and Bush and down the ice, and that'll result in an icing, and that's not what you wanted to see if you're a Beavercreek fan. Well, that just kills more time on their own power play. Now it'll be Hansen against Paulette. Hansen wins the face-off for the battling Beavers. Cox to Hansen. Hansen pass off a stick, gets it back, drops it off for Donahue. Rink-wide pass, Braden Cox. Touch pass up to Bush. It's past him down the ice. Penalty's been killed off, so the Beavers 2 out of 6 on the power play, or I believe that's what it is, unofficially. Puck iced by the Cyclones, and a face-off will be taken back in the Kent zone. 6 minutes, 13 seconds left in the game. The Kent Cyclones hold a 5-3 lead on the Beavercreek Beavers. Alex Elsner takes the face-off for the Beavers. Braden Cox, team captain, will knock it back on the opposite wing corner. One of the Beaver players goes down, and we have a penalty. Willie. Check to the back, so yes, one of the Beavers was pushed down from behind, and then is going to be, I'm trying to see the number, I couldn't tell. check to the back, so that should be a major penalty if I'm not mistaken. And it is. So a huge 5-minute major power play for the Beavers, and for Beavercreek, from their perspective, doubly good in that they can score, and because it's a major penalty, that won't wipe out the rest of the man advantage. They can score as often as possible with this power play. But the Clones come back, and there's a shot that's wide of the goal by Kent's Joe Safara. Carson Cox has it stripped. And in turn, Porter is stripped. Back comes Riley Hansen. He fakes a shot, rims it around to the left wing side, and the Clones able to clear it. 5:20 left in the game. Carson Cox will set things up. Beavers need to put it on the board. A pass intercepted by the Clones, but Elsner able to retain the puck for Beavercreek. Here's Bush's shot, and he hammers one wide. Bush in the corner. Pass deflected. He gets it back. Right point, Carson Cox shot. Sherman the save, and he'll hold on. 3:38 left in the Beavercreek major power play. And for 1 minute beyond that, a minute 1 second, is what's left in the game. 4:39. Big chance for the Beavers. They have to set things up well and get some good scoring chances to try to score twice on this power play. Braden Cox over for Webb. He'll dump it into the corner for Bordas. He's checked. Bush trying to dig it out. The Kent player goes down to the ice. Still players prodding at it. Bush and Bordas. Now a shot by Braden Cox is hammered wide. Puck ricocheted back in front, but then it's cleared away by the Clones. Ethan Webb for the Creek Beavers. Pass intercepted. There's a shot, and Champagne the save as Kent's Carson Porter intercepted a pass. Thomas Bush conferring with Ethan Webb, I think, about that pass, as Webb's pass was picked off by Porter, and he was able to get a shot. Now a timeout, Beavercreek. Greg Gutterman trying to reset this power play. There's 3:35 to go in the game, 2:34 left in the one-man advantage for the Beavers. Again, they can score, and because it was a major penalty, that won't automatically expire the rest of the penalty time as it would on a minor penalty. In fact, Jeff, I was talking about an article I read about making some changes to hockey rules, and one rule was why not stop the penalty from expiring on a minor penalty after a goal is scored? Because they don't do it on a major penalty. I mean, the penalized team committed a penalty, so they should be shorthanded for the full 2 minutes. Yeah, shoot. And that makes sense. I don't know. And it's not like there won't ever be rule changes, as we saw the long-standing two-line offside pass eliminated about, what, 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. And that caused even more stoppages of play, is what the players were unable to pass the puck over 2 lines, one of the blue lines and the center red line, and now they're able to do that. So that 2-line offside pass caused even more stoppages and face-offs. So they got rid of that, so maybe we'll see some more changes to improve the flow of play in the future, maybe. Beavers need to score. They trail by 2. They've got a power play for another couple of minutes. There's a shot blocked off a stick to the corner. Beavers will have to retreat. The puck comes to center. Thomas Bush up ahead for Hansen. Riley Hansen drops it off. It's deflected off a stick back into the left wing corner. Beavers, Carson Cox shot wide. Clones trying to come back the other way. Here's Porter. He'll flip it behind the Beaver net to kill some time. Carson Cox will start back out. 1:20 left in the Beaver power play. Cox cuts behind the net. And it's deflected off a stick up over the glass, and that will result in a face-off. 2:14 to go in the game, 1:13 left in the Beaver power play. Riley Hansen for the Beavers, taking the face-off against, I didn't see who the number on that Clone player. For Creek, Carson Cox will start out. 1 minute left in the power play. Right up the gut, Cox now drops it off to Hansen, to Donahue, Joey Donahue. Leaves it now for Hansen to Carson Cox. Back to Hansen. Got a shot. And it's a pad save for Sherman. The rebound cleared. Champagne will set it up for Carson Cox. Half a minute left in the power play. 1.5 minutes left in the game. Kent in the dark uniforms. They lead it 5-3. Here's Thomas Bush. Pulls the trigger on a shot that's wide, and it ricochets off the boards back to center. Carson Cox trying to get a shot away, and it's wide, and the penalty's killed off, the major penalty killed off, and under a minute to play in the game. Puck from right in front, and it's shot wide. There was a good chance for the Beavers. Now loose puck picked up by Bush. His shot blocked in front. Puck down. Sherman on the ice. And the Beavers unable to put it in, and it's icing against Kent. And we'll move back to the other end for the final 24 seconds. Face off deep in the Cyclone zone. Final 20 seconds of the game. Webb trying to get a shot, but it was stick checked away. Back come the Clones, and they'll just kill some time to try to finish this one off. Bailey Ryan rather, dumps it in. The buzzer sounds the end of the third period, and the Kent Cyclones upset the Beavercreek Beavers by a final score of 5-3. The Cyclones now positioned as they go 2-0 today to try to play for a third or fourth position in the tournament, while the Beavers, as they have 2 ties and a loss now, they, depending on, of course, the results of Alter and Worthington Kilbourne, they may find themselves playing for, trying to play for 5th place, but we'll see what happens. Again, it could be that the Beavers might be able to play their rival Alter Knights tomorrow in one of the 2 consolation games, but we'll see. It depends on the results of the Knights and the Wolves coming up later. So the 3 stars for the game. The 3rd star, we'll give that to Blake Sherman, the goalkeeper of the Kent Cyclones. The number 2 star will go to Thomas Bush of the Beavers, and the number 1 star, no question, Patrick Murphy of the Kent Cyclones, as Murphy pounds in 4 goals. He's the difference in the game, as he scored a big short-handed goal late in the game. That was a backbreaker, and the Cyclones hold on to win it. So that'll put a capper on this one. Speaking for engineer Jeff Duford and videographer Sherry Champagne, this is Kent Jacobs reminding you the final score in this game: the Kent Cyclones 5 and the Beavercreek Beavers 3. Until next time, good evening from South Metro.